This is absolutely incredible. Carolyn Levitt puts on a clinic. This is how you deal with fake news. This is how you deal with propaganda outlets. And remember, these are the same outlets that are receiving money from USAID. So our tax dollars are literally funding these same people who are working against us. She's going to take on the whole constitutional crisis. She's going to take on Doge, transparency. She's going to take on activist judges and what the real constitutional crisis is. So if you haven't seen, if you don't follow the mainstream media at all, this is what we're seeing. NPR, New York Times, CNN, all the same Mockingbird media outlets are all telling us that we're in a constitutional crisis because, heaven forbid, Trump cut the size of the government. We're going to look at Carolyn Levitt here in the press briefing, but do me a favor, if you're new to this channel, remember to subscribe. Let's check this out.
Many outlets in this room have been fear-mongering the American people into believing there is a constitutional crisis taking place here at the White House. I've been hearing those words a lot lately. But in fact, the real constitutional crisis is taking place within our judicial branch, where district court judges in liberal districts across the country are abusing their power to unilaterally block President Trump's basic executive authority. We believe these judges are acting as judicial activists rather than honest arbiters of the law. And they have issued at least 12 injunctions against this administration in the past 14 days, often without citing any evidence or grounds for their lawsuits. This is part of a larger concerted effort by Democrat activists and nothing more than the continuation of the weaponization of justice against President Trump. Quick news flash to these liberal judges who are supporting their obstructionist efforts: 77 million Americans voted to elect this president. And each injunction is an abuse of the rule of law and an attempt to thwart the will of the people. As the president clearly stated in the Oval Office yesterday, we will comply with the law in the courts, but we will also continue to seek every legal remedy to ultimately overturn these radical injunctions and ensure President Trump's policies can be enacted.
So you see, the real constitutional crisis doesn't have anything to do with President Trump. It has everything to do with stopping President Trump. And then you have to ask yourself, why are they so eager to stop President Trump when he's rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse with the help of Elon Musk and some tech engineers who are finding all the fraud in the system? So why on earth would that be the case? Well, let's hear about one of the biggest waste, fraud, and abuses. Remember the hotel in New York and the millions of dollars? Wait till you hear this.
How do you stop looking? I mean, we've already found it. We have a case in New York where a hotel has paid $59 million. $59 million because it's housing migrants, illegal migrants. All illegal, I believe.
And they were being paid twice the normal room rate at 100% occupancy.
Unbelievable.
So it's a racket.
Mr. Musk, I'm going to ask you a question.
Well, if I may sort of...
Twice the normal room rate, 100% occupancy. The fraud is so thick here. The abuse of our dollar, our tax-paying dollar. If this doesn't get you ticked off, nothing will, folks. Now, who are these judges, right? So why are they defying Trump like this? Well, I've looked into a couple of them. I can't look at all of them to get it into a short report for you, but you can look these people up. But the judge, John Bates, who ordered the president to restore the sex change and gender ideology web pages on CDC and so on, we have now learned that his wife, Carol Rees, was the founder of Hope for Children in Ethiopia, a long-term USAID funding recipient. That's right. And he is also the same judge who oversaw Matt Perna's trial, who became one of the J6 defendants who committed suicide. An egregious ruling. Okay? Then let's look at Judge John McConnell. This is the one from Rhode Island who ordered the Trump administration and Doge to unfreeze billions of dollars of federal grants. Okay? His daughter was working for the Department of Education as a senior policy advisor, appointed by Joe Biden. That's a conflict of interest. This guy should have recused himself. They all have questionable ties to people that are being hurt by President Trump's orders. But now let's get back to Carolyn Levitt bringing more receipts to the table because they tell you that there's no transparency.
Before it was Elon Musk making our government efficient and accountable, it was some unnamed bureaucrat that none of you knew. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He's also now one of the most highly scrutinized men in the world alongside President Trump because of what he's doing and the access that he is allowing. So there's great transparency. As for the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them, and I actually brought some today because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts that Doge found across our government. This is a DEI contract, $36,000 for U.S. citizenship and immigration services. That is against the president's policies and his America First agenda. This is a $3.4 million contract, a Council for Inclusive Innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Department of Commerce, another DEI contract that Doge identified. I can continue to go through these. Oh, I love this one. $57,000 for climate change in Sri Lanka. What is this doing to continue the interests of the American people? Absolutely nothing. These are the line items across the federal government that Doge is identifying daily. They're moving very fast. There's a lot of paper that we can show you, but we're happy to do it. This administration has been more than transparent about what Doge is doing. And here's one of their tweets that they posted about the mine. I believe this is in Pennsylvania, where the federal employee retirement system is being processed. Did anybody know this was even happening in our country before Elon Musk talked about it in the Oval Office yesterday? A lot of Americans didn't. So we are providing transparency and accessibility on a daily basis when it comes to Doge. And I also have a Doge daily report, if anybody would like it, on all of the things that they are identifying and finding. We're happy to provide this information to you. We're talking about it every single day.
It is a new day in America. They can no longer, the mainstream media being they, can no longer hide the truth from the American public. The politicians are not able to hide it because by utilizing AI, advanced machine learning, they are diving into those systems. I've read some articles on it. It's absolutely wild what Doge is doing. And Carolyn Levitt, is she not a breath of fresh air? Remember when we had to listen to Corinne Jean-Pierre? And Carolyn Levitt is so based, and she's handling this so well, bringing those receipts out. Dealing with the press, $57,000 for climate change in Sri Lanka? Seriously? More DEI initiatives? What about the mine in Pennsylvania where we can only process 10,000? 10,000, that's it. Retirements per month from the federal employment system because heaven forbid we could find a better way to do that. I mean, did you know that it was being stored underground in a mine in Pennsylvania? This is so archaic. We're dating back to the 1950s here, folks. What Doge is doing is the Lord's work, okay? I'm not saying Elon Musk is sold out for the Lord. I'm just saying that God uses people to do his work and what is being exposed. And we're only going to see more of this. Okay, and it's only going to get more eye-opening as time goes on, as we find not only about where the money is going, but then what those organizations are actually doing with that money. It's going to get wild. That's why there's so much weeping, wailing, and gnashing of the teeth right now in Washington, D.C., because the gravy train has ended. Not only that, they are going to be implicated in criminal acts. This is a wild time to be alive. The second revolution, folks. Go check out my sponsor, MyPillow. That's right, MyPillow.com. Use promo code Lumberjack for big saves. Remember, subscribe, smash the like, and leave a comment on your way out. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.